This is Richard Flax at MoneyFarm with some of the things that have caught our attention over the past few days. A few things to touch on this week. The first around vaccines. The UK has approved a COVID-19 vaccine this week, which is good news. The government tried to tell us this was a benefit of Brexit, which would be funny if it wasn't quite such a serious topic. And the focus now is really around distribution. We think that there'll be some challenges along the way, but generally speaking, we would expect distribution to work relatively well. Not as fast as you would like, but perhaps faster than some might fear. And part of the logic for that is that it makes sense to throw significant resources at it. The faster you can get more people vaccinated, the faster you can return to some sort of normality. And so from an economic perspective, that makes a lot of sense. Second topic is around Brexit. The negotiations continue. There's a decent amount of noise. At the end of the day, we think that there'll be a deal of some sort, but it's by no means certain. If you were to see a no-deal outcome, we would expect that to be taken negatively by risky assets in the UK, at least for a period of time. But a deal, at least the one that's components that are being proposed, well, better than no deal is certainly not a great outcome from an economic perspective, we'd argue, relative to where we are today. And so the impact there is going to be a little bit disruptive, we think, as we go into the start of 2021. The third point is on the US. A couple of things to talk about here. Firstly, around a fiscal stimulus. We see signs that Republicans and Democrats are negotiating again in an attempt to get a fiscal stimulus done sooner rather than later. And if we were to see something done before the end of the year, there's not much time left, but that would be something that we'd take positively. The second point on the US is around the state of Georgia. And it's worth remembering that control of the Senate is not yet finalized. There's still 2 senatorial seats to be accounted for in the state of Georgia. There's a runoff election early next year. And in all likelihood, the Republicans will emerge with control of the Senate. But if for some reason they don't, if Democrats win both those seats and the vice president is able to cast the deciding vote in the Senate, that could mean that we see a more progressive set of policies from the new administration that can actually pass through Congress. We think at this point the markets would take that negatively. We think that the prospect of higher tax rates, which is less likely in a gridlock scenario, would come back on the table. And that might be something that would weigh on US equities. So US elections still have a role to play in financial markets over the coming weeks and couple of months, and it's something we'll continue to keep an eye on. Thank you very much for your time, and look forward to speaking to you again soon.